Okay, yeah, showing you that this that these times, and living with all these luxuries, and living lavishly, complacently. That, yeah, because people are like, I don't want to go to war. For what? They got everything. They got Disneyland. They got, you know, they got everything here. They got their Netflix. They got their Wi-Fi. You know, they have the fancy cars. They got the malls. They got their concerts. They got the NFL. They got their boxing. They got everything. So the majority of Americans here, not saying all, because you do have strong folks out there, okay, but the majority are becoming soft, and it's plain because look at that. The numbers don't lie. Americans are not joining the army. So what this right here is another big indicator to show you that that draft will happen. It will happen when this third world war is in full bloom. Absolutely. And the the First World War and World War I and World War II. All right. For those of you who don't believe, like, no, it's not gonna happen. There's not gonna be no there's not gonna be no draft. World War I and World War II. The majority of Americans that fought in that war out there were drafted. All right. So that means the more percent. Okay, there's bigger numbers of Americans, soldiers that were fighting out there. Okay, were fighting out there against their own will, that they were drafted. Absolutely, you know, absolutely. So that's just right here to show you, that that what this right here is even a bigger indicator to show you that that draft will happen, and it must happen because they need people. Absolutely. Although they have, the American military has, advanced military and all that stuff, the good toys, still, they're going to need people, because they're going to have the United States, their own homes to protect, because remember, the sleeper cells here. And then remember, these leaders of America, they have their hands involved everywhere, all around the world. So they're going to need bodies all over. Not only that, don't forget about here. These sleeper cells are right here waiting, you know, they're here already. Like that movie Troy, when that black horse was inside the walls, that was it. You see? So, the right now is the time to pay attention, and just look at everything that's happening around the world. You know, look at everything that's happening around the world. All these nations are preparing for war, constantly testing their ICBMs, their supersonic missiles. That's the major thing right there. Because those are the Lord's missiles, which is spoken about, all throughout the Bible. In Ezra's, Habakkuk, the book of Joel. All right. So these are the Lord's missiles. So prophecy is coming to pass. Absolutely. Because everyone right now is talking about what? War. All these nations. Nobody's talking about, oh, repent. None of these leaders are saying, hey, the Lord is coming. Repent. No, all these nations are preparing for war. Facts. So that's it on today's lesson. And just know that, that draft will happen, and that war is right here, and that war is coming. Facts. Not only just World War III, but right here, even to the streets of America, to a city near you. A war on, pretty soon, if you're gonna take that chip or not, and try to go along with the NWO, a war on survival, because these elites are gonna cut off your electricity, your gas, your food supply. All right, just remember what happened in the first pandemic. All right, you saw how vulnerable you were to this system. Because when the prophets talk about the system and the government, people just roll their eyes like, oh, here we go. But it's facts. It's facts. Yes, the government does have some assistance programs and stuff like that, but that's nothing, compared, because these leaders, not talking about the majority, the top rulers are wicked. Absolutely. And what you got to understand out there is America is a corporation that is ran, all right, by the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, the international bankers. Facts, you know? And people here are going to find out the hard way because they can just shut it all down. Remember how people were fighting over toilet paper and hand sanitizer? Okay, imagine if there was no more food. All right, and these cities were are under martial law, militarized zones. No food in, no food out. You know, and remember, the majority of people here are used to snacking every every 2 hours. You know, they got something. You know, they got their cigarette, they got their coffee, they got their tea. You know, they got their chips, they got their snacks, candy, you name it. You know, so imagine going from everything to nothing, and it's gonna be a bloodbath out here, a complete war zone. You know, and that's right around the corner. You know, 2024 is gonna be real heavy. You know, because this year to next year, 2024, you know, those FRNs, the Federal Reserve note is gonna crash. The American dollar bill is gonna crash. It's going to crash. You know, and that's gonna be something to see. You know, so the signs are all here. You know, keep enduring, and yeah, just stay on your watch. Stay strong on your feet, soldier. Shalom.